Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more Los Angeles Lakers news. But first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Bad news for Lakers fans. Media sources covering Lakers news report that Luka Doncic's injury has worsened and he will not play today against the Utah Jazz. If this actually happens, it will be a disappointment for millions of Lakers fans who want to see Doncic play for the second time in purple and yellow. News is breaking in the NBA, Luka Doncic has a calf injury and is questionable for today's game. Los Angeles Lakers guard Luka Doncic is questionable to play in a road game against the Utah Jazz on Wednesday night due to a left calf strain. Doncic, 25, made his debut for the Lakers on Monday, collecting 14 points and 4 assists in 24 minutes of a 132-113 home victory over the Jazz. Acquired in a blockbuster trade with the Dallas Mavericks on February 2, Doncic had not played since December 25 because of the calf injury. A five-time All-Star, Doncic averaged 28.1 points, 8.3 rebounds, and 7.8 assists in 22 starts for the Mavericks this season. Doncic's career averages are 28.6 points, 8.7 rebounds, and 8.3 assists in 423 games, all starts. Fellow starters LeBron James, left ankle soreness, and Austin Reeves, left elbow contusion, are listed on the injury report as probable for Wednesday's game. Reserve guard Bronny James, left forearm strain, also is probable. The Jazz have ruled out starting guard Colin Sexton because of a left ankle sprain. The stunning trade that sent five-time All-Star Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers, and in exchange, nine-time All-Star Anthony Davis to the Dallas Mavericks continues to reverberate for both teams, and throughout the NBA. On Monday, after he played just one game for his new team, Davis was sidelined with an adductor strain, an injury that used to be called a groin pull, and will miss multiple weeks. On the other end of the trade, the 25-year-old Doncic had played only 22 of the Mavericks' 49 games prior to the trade, none since Christmas Day, and went on to sit out his first 3 games as a Laker. The 2018 to 2019 NBA Rookie of the Year was suffering from a left calf strain, but he finally suited up and made his Lakers debut on Monday in a game at home against the Utah Jazz. The Lakers blew the Jazz out in that one, 132-113. Doncic made a modest contribution, playing only 24 minutes while scoring 14 points with 5 assists and 6 rebounds. More bad news about health of Doncic. But heading into the away half of the 2-game series with Utah Wednesday, the team's final game before the NBA heads into its week-long All-Star break, the Lakers got more bad news about their newest superstar acquisition. On the NBA's daily injury report for February 12, Doncic is once again listed as questionable heading into Wednesday's game, scheduled for 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, at Delta Center in Salt Lake City. The injury report status makes it seem likely that Doncic will again sit out the game in which, despite playing away from home, the 32-19 Lakers are listed as 9.5-point favorites over the 12-40 Jazz. Doncic was not selected to the All-Star roster this season, breaking a streak of 5 consecutive All-Star appearances for the Ljubljana, Slovenia, native who was picked by the Atlanta Hawks in the first round, number 3 overall, of the 2018 NBA Draft. The Hawks then quickly traded Doncic to Dallas for the Mavericks' top pick, number 5 overall, Trae Young, as well as a first-round pick in 2019. His absence from All-Star Weekend means that if Doncic sits out again on Wednesday, he gets a break of 8 full days to further rest his calf strain before the Lakers resume action on February 19 at home against the Charlotte Hornets. By that time, Los Angeles presumably hopes Doncic will feel up to taking his place alongside LeBron James as half of a dual threat that has the potential to lead the Lakers to their 18th NBA championship. Doncic received 1.6 million All-Star votes, third highest among all guards. But in the NBA selection process, fan voting counts for only 50% of the final decision. Votes from players, coaches, and a media panel comprise the other half. But how quickly will Doncic recover from the lingering injury? The player's physical conditioning and discipline has been called into question before, and shortly after the trade Mavericks owner Patrick Dumont appeared to say that Doncic did not have the right character to help the Mavericks, who made the NBA Finals last season only to lose in 5 games to the Boston Celtics, build for the future. Doncic battled injuries throughout the finals against Boston. In my mind, the way teams win is by focus, by having the right character, by having the right culture, and having the right dedication to work as hard as possible to create a championship-winning outcome, Dumont said, as quoted by CBS Sports. If you don't have that, it doesn't work. And if you don't have that, you shouldn't be part of the Dallas Mavericks. Luka Doncic's Lakers debut tops 2 million viewers for ESPN. The audience peaked at 2.55 million viewers. The highly anticipated debut of Luka Doncic in a Los Angeles Lakers uniform delivered for ESPN. Monday night's game between the Lakers and Utah Jazz averaged 2.01 million viewers on ESPN, a figure 42% higher than the network's average regular season contest last year. The audience peaked at 2.55 million viewers in the 11:15 p.m. Eastern Time quarter hour. 70.4K. The game also won the day in several key demographics, including males 18 to 34, 18 to 49, and 25 to 54. According to John Lewis of Sports Media Watch, Doncic's debut was the most-watched NBA regular season game on cable since Dallas Mavericks guard Klay Thompson made his return to Golden State in November, 2.14 million viewers. Monday's game was added to ESPN's schedule in anticipation of Doncic's debut after the network originally aired Saturday's Lakers game against the Indiana Pacers, which neither Doncic nor teammate LeBron James played in due to injury. That game drew just 1.39 million viewers on ESPN, also per Sports Media Watch. Monday night's audience was certainly larger than a typical late-window regular season game on ESPN. For instance, a Wednesday night game featuring the Oklahoma City Thunder and Golden State Warriors a couple weeks ago averaged just 888,000 viewers in the late window. 2 days later, the Phoenix Suns took on the Warriors in the same time slot and averaged just 1.17 million viewers. ESPN does not typically air NBA regular season games on Monday nights. Given what the window typically draws on other weeknights, it's safe to say Luka Doncic's debut significantly boosted ESPN's normal audience. Whether that interest will continue through the rest of the regular season is yet to be seen. Luka Doncic said LeBron's pregame speech gave him chills. Apparently, LeBron James' speech to Luka Doncic in front of the team helped set the tone for Luka's Lakers debut. The welcome that Luka Doncic received during his Lakers debut was as grand as possible. The fans cheered for their next great player. His mentor Dirk Nowitzki was in attendance, and so were the Hollywood stars ready to witness Luka magic live in Los Angeles. LeBron James was also doing everything he could to support Luka, from allowing him to be the last starter announced to giving him words of encouragement pre-game. After the win, during his first Lakers post-game press conference, Luka talked about what LeBron's speech meant to him in the moment. "Like I said before, it's special," Luka said. "For him to say something like that just feels amazing, gives me confidence." After that speech, it was chills. "I was just happy to be part of it." Despite some media chatter about Luka being the future and how LeBron might feel about a new person of interest entering the Lakers, his actions have been incredible. As a leader, everything he's done has supported Luka, and LeBron is finding ways to lift him up even higher than he already is. By reminding him just to be himself and not worry about fitting into the team, he's giving him the permission to just be the Luka we all know he can be. In Doncic's debut, however, he didn't play like himself. The Lakers won in blowout fashion, but Luka scored just 14 points on 5-14 shooting and made only one three-pointer. Still, the fact that Luka is back and playing is more than enough right now. He will undoubtedly find his form, and with LeBron fully prepared to support him with his actions and words, Doncic will be just fine in the long run. LeBron was a great number one during the LeBron and AD era. Now, at the start of the Luka and LeBron period, he is still a great leader who will do everything to help his co-star feel welcomed so the Lakers can win as much as possible. The camera caught LeBron's pre-game speech where he said, "Luka, be your FING self. Don't fit in, fit the F out." Lakers face one final major decision in 2024-25 NBA season. Los Angeles can make a last-ditch attempt at shaking up the roster. February 10, 2025, Los Angeles, California, USA. Los Angeles Lakers guard Austin Reeves, 15, talks with guard Jordan Goodwin, 30, in the second half against the Utah Jazz at Crypto.com Arena. Mandatory credit, Jane Caminancia. Main images. Jane Caminancia. Main images. The Los Angeles Lakers have exhausted pretty close to all of their options for positioning themselves as a contender in the 2024-25 NBA season. There is one final thing that Rob Pelinka and the front office need to figure out before finalizing the group that will represent them for the rest of the year. Lakers insider Jovan Buha pointed out an important fact on a recent episode of Buha's Block after the acquisition of Alex Len. Los Angeles is only allowed to waive one more player from the roster this season after releasing Christian Wood to make room for Len. If or when the Lakers decide there is one last long-term addition, with relation to this season, worth making room for, that will be the last major shakeup to the roster in 2024-25. Who gets waived and who gets that roster spot? In that same episode of Buha's Block, it was pointed out that the decision of which players gets waived comes down to Shake Milton and Cam Reddish. By Buha's estimation, Reddish is the more likely of the two to go. So what would the Lakers do with that roster spot? Buha suggested if Chris Boucher, Kelly Olynyk, or Larry Nance Jr. were added to the players available on the NBA buyout market, the Lakers should pounce. However, there are multiple reasons as to why all three of those names are unlikely to be legitimate options for Los Angeles. The more realistic path to shaking up the roster would be converting one of the contracts from Christian Koloko, Trey Jemshin, or Jordan Goodwin. One of those three has certainly made a strong impression in a small sample size for the Lakers. In the 2 games played so far, Goodwin has looked like someone who is ready for a guaranteed deal. The 26-year-old guard has averaged 13.5 points, 6.0 rebounds, and 1.0 steal, while shooting 66.7% from the field and 50% from beyond the arc in his appearances off the bench for the Lakers. 2 good appearances are obviously going to skew the numbers a bit for Goodwin. Los Angeles would be smart to get an extended look before committing to him for the rest of the season. However, the determination to carve a spot out for himself is certainly there. Plus, Goodwin's wingspan, 6'10", allows for some defensive upside with a Lakers team that could use feisty defenders to make up for their lack of size. Pelinka and company will likely take their time with this decision and not rush anything. This potential move will not make or break their season, but it is an important one.